Total nerdgasm. Total nerdgasm. So as you can tell, I came back from watching this movie, Ready Player One. Well, I just came watching it out of curiosity because the trailer, it hooked me in ever since I saw, well, even the poster, I'll say. Because once I saw the Iron Giant that is gonna be in there, I was like, what the, how the hell, there's gonna be a sequel of Iron Giant? Oh no, it's this movie called Ready Player One. As you can tell, I'm a big fan of The Iron Giant. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. But, man, then I got really curious. Then I saw the trailer. And I was interested enough. But at the same time, I was kind of worried. Because, let's be blunt. We are living on an age in which we are being bombarded by a lot of Hollywood productions that capitalizes on the nostalgia factor. I'm not saying that it's bad, but it is a double-edged sword of trying to find the sweet spot on older audiences and buying products that makes us remember the good times of the 80s and the 90s, especially for the people who grew on video games and media like television or movies. Kind of like me, I'll say. I also have to admit that I am guilty of all these kind of stuff. And the 2010 is one of those ages that is capitalizing in that, and sometimes they go for the good reasons, and sometimes they do it really well, or sometimes it comes off as really bad or really poor. So it is a debatable thing, and which again I'm not against it. It's depending how they use it, and this is an aspect that I was kind of worried that they're gonna technically overuse on this movie, but I had faith because it was being directed by a really competent director. And that is none other than Steven Spielberg. Talking about Steven Spielberg is going to take a long time, so I'm going to cut it short by saying that he is a director that I really like a lot of his stuff. Some are not excellent, some are really good, but he has shown that he not only can be a very serious director on making serious movies, but he also can be a fun director as a fun producer. I mean, as a person who grew up with some of his produced cartoons like Tiny Toons Adventure and Animaniacs, in which, no, he didn't direct them, he just produced them. But also who also like movies like Jurassic Park, and also Saving Private Ryan. You can tell how much I like him, and I have faith on this guy. And so, because I'm a total nerd, considering that I am reviewing this movie with my glasses on to look a little bit more nerdy. Yeah, I technically I think that I look a little bit cooler if I have my glasses like this, like I do it all the time. But no, not this time. So I saw the movie today, and I gotta admit, I love this movie. I absolutely love this movie. I had a lot of fun with it. But I can't deny that this movie has flaws. And just in case, I know that there's a book. It's based on the book. But I haven't read the book. I didn't give myself the time. That doesn't mean that I don't like to read. I love to read. It's just that I didn't get to give myself the time anymore. But anyway, let's get on with why do I like this movie and why there are some flaws that technically it kind of damaged this movie. So the movie is that it is 2045 in the future. It is a little bit of a dystopian future where it is overpopulated. Now people live in stacks of trailers here and there. It's kind of like a junkyard, let's say. But and since technically real life sucks, there's this phenomenon where the new generation are now technically living on this MMO world known as the Oasis, which is technically like the Matrix, but much better. When you go there, you're open for any possibility. You can go to casino. You can play around with people, play games, being a hero, climb mountains. The sky is the limit. Your imagination is limitless. So it kind of becomes like the best MMO world you can ever imagine. You can even become avatars and personificating your favorite characters, as well as owning. You can also buy a microtransaction of items that are pop culturish. I mean, there you can be Batman. You can be the Battletoads. You can be Joust. Whatever you want. Even copyrighted characters, in which kind of makes you think, wow, how many copyrighted characters you can find in this world. You can even see Hello Kitty and some Sanrio characters that popping out. The only thing that is a little bit suckish about this place is that the system kind of has this in-game currency that I think if I have to pay attention to the movie, that the in-game currency is a little bit also linked to your bank account or something like that. That thing I didn't understand. I couldn't understand. But the point is that if you're playing any game or something like that, if your avatar dies, well, you don't die for real like the Matrix. I think it's a little bit worse. When you die for real, then you lose your loot, and the people have the right to take out your coins and all this stuff. My God, you lose everything. You lose your equipment. You lose the stuff that you have earned with hard work. So, whoa, that kind of sucks. It's kind of like buying something and then you get killed and then no refund. I mean, the thing is so bad that even one guy, when he loses, he almost jumps out of the window. I remember at that moment I was like, whoa, dude, chill. Oh, and by the way, when I meant about coins, yeah, everyone who gets hurt or coins, instead of bleeding blood, they bleed coins or explode in millions of coins, like how the evil ex-boyfriends from Scott Pilgrim, they get killed. So the creator of this world is this guy, very eccentric scientist played by what was that guy? Mark Rylance, and he kind of looks like what would you get when you cross Doc Brown with Woody Allen, and with a little bit of a Jeff Goldblum-ish mannerism. But the point is that this guy's a genius. He created the Oasis, and when he died, he hid a secret Easter egg and challenges all the users of the Oasis, saying that I hid this secret Easter egg, in which there are 3 keys that you have to find them. I left clues over there, and the one who finds that secret Easter egg will be granted the whole Oasis for you. I'll give you my rights, my fortune, and everything you want, and so technically you're gonna own the Oasis. So then that Easter egg kind of turns into the One Piece, and everyone begins to look for it. Of course, that nobody finds it after 5 years. That is until we meet our protagonist, which is this kid named Wade, with an avatar named Parzival. He's played by this kid named Ty Sheridan. And so the kid kind of becomes the first one to finally solve the first riddle, and then 5 other characters finally also manage to get there. But the point is that we're focusing on this kid who, in real life, he's just a He's just a kid who likes to escape to the oasis because, well, his real life kind of suck. He's technically an orphan who has been picked up by his mean-spirited aunt who likes to hook up with abusive boyfriends, and she doesn't care if the guy gets beaten and all this stuff. So he lives this life as this avatar. And after he finds the first key, and with finding the other clues, he gets involved also in the conspiracy of the other people who are looking for the key. I got my time. Most notoriously, there is this company called IOI, which apparently is this evil corporation with this evil business CEO played by what was the guy's name? By Ben Mendelsohn, he is the total personification of businessman. The evil incarnation of corporate evil. He just don't care about the product. He doesn't care about pop culture. He's kind of like an old man trying to grasp the pop culture phenomenon, but he can't grasp it, and he just cares for the money and the fortune instead of the heart of it, the joys of the pop culture thing, because he not only don't understand it, but also he kind of don't give himself into it. So he just let other people try to do his work for him. Evil corporation. And this guy, the way he acts and the way they write him, he is total personification of that one, to the point that he's cartoonish in a way. He even has this hitman played by T.J. Miller, who I wish they could be a little bit more threatening, but I'll get to that. There's some things that I don't want to ruin you about the movie, because I'm gonna say that you have to check it out for yourself. It is a fun ride, although it could have been do better a little bit on the writing department. I mean, at least it is noticeable that they tried to have a little bit of more heart into it, because the biggest thematic that the movie tried to do is that sometimes, while it is a fun place, you have to also relive your realities, because yeah, reality kind of sucks, but at least you feel like it. I mean, at least this is explored mostly in the first half of the movie, where the guy is so into it that when he meets this girl called Artemis, her avatar name, of course, played by Olivia Cook, in which she rides the Akira bike, and the guy falls in love with that avatar to the point that he believes that this is real love. And well, if that guy should have seen that shitty anime in which the name is long. I'll pop it here. That shitty anime had that same scenario in which this stupid guy, he plays an MMORPG, and he even proposed marriage to an avatar girl. Little that he realizes that it was a guy. It was a guy, and then the guy gets perturbed, saying, "I don't want to play, and I'm not gonna propose and do love in MMOs RPGs." Well, Ready Player. In this movie, they almost get to that route. Even though I wish that it could went there. In a way, I wish I went there, because the romance it becomes a little bit cliched. But no. Then it is later revealed that the girl it is actually a pretty girl, and because they always want to go for a pretty boy to pretty girl, and they don't want to over push it. The only thing that she has a little bit of ugliness is that she has this birthmark on her face, but it's not that ugly. I'll say it's not that ugly. It's kind of like she had a bad what was it? A bad tan. Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. But I'll say this girl, she is one of the better characters on this one because at least she has a bit of a motivation that it is glanced over, but okay. The point is that this evil corporation, they also do dirty tricks to find the treasure to the point that they even have these drones that they implant into the people that they don't like, let's say. And they kill off well, relative, let's say. I'm not gonna reveal too much, but you get the point. As for the references, again, I say that this is a movie that you're gonna have a lot of fun trying to pinpoint a lot of those references here and there. And if you are a little bit nerdy, some of them you will understand it. But I will say this, that when they reach the second puzzle, it plays out a lot with The Shining, which apparently the clue says that they have to look through a work in which the original author hated. And yeah, they realize that, yeah, Stephen King, he wrote The Shining, which is a masterpiece. Then Stanley Kubrick created The Shining, the movie, and well, he hated it too. Even though, well, Stephen King hated the Shining movie. Even though in my head it was like, you know what? That could be any other movie. I mean, Roald Dahl wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and he hated Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Oh, and speaking of The Shining, that is technically one of the better parts of the movie. Even though I kind of like that they really nail on some of the cool aspects of that movie. There are some things that I wish they could have added, but it is serviceable. I mean, especially because it is a very funny moment where where we see a character getting tortured because he didn't saw that movie. And he was like, is it scary? And bam, he gets to experience the kind of like the scariest parts of The Shining. Oh, and by the way, is it scary? Yes, depending on how you see it. But this movie, The Shining, is great. Jack Nicholson makes it great. And you know what? I think that's my only letdown of the movie. I think the movie could have benefited if they made CGI Jack Nicholson with him saying, "Yes, Johnny." Well, but you know what? That's kind of pushing it on the references. And speaking of references, again, this is where some part this movie could suffer in a bit, because sometimes making the references and talking about the references is a little bit in your face in some ways. In the dialogue, it was sometimes they pinpoint, they talk about it like some kind of like a nerdy thing, let's say, and in a way you either tolerate it or you might say that, can you talk about something else instead of just pointing out the references. And sometimes they do that a lot of times, especially in the climax of the film, when they say, hey look, it's Mechagodzilla! Hey look, it's Gundam! Whoa! Isn't that this guy or something like that? They do that a few times to the point that it's a little bit cheesy, and if you know that, you might be saying, "Oh, thanks, Captain Obvious." And especially considering that it is in a world where many people know about that pop culture, I kind of expected it, again, saying that, "Oh look, it's Mechagodzilla! Oh, thanks, Captain Obvious! Hey look, it's Chucky! Oh, and you get also some weapons that are based on the movies. I mean, probably one of my favorite ones is the Holy Hand Grenade of Antheon from Monty Python. And what else I can say? But still, it is cute. It's a little bit annoying when they do it in your face, but luckily it doesn't harm too much of the movie. Another thing that I think that the movie could have benefited a little bit more is that while the cinematography is great and how it is well directed on the action scenes, that looks amazing, and you get enjoying about the action scenes, I kind of wish that the colors could have been a little bit better, I'll say. Because most of the coloring, it has this grimy tone in it. It is kind of dark. It's not depressing, but but when you go to the Oasis world, I kind of wish that the color could have been a little bit more brighter, because I think if you have wanted to make a contrast that reality sucks and the Oasis is this wonderful world, I think it could have been benefit with more brighter colors and make you think that, yeah, that could have looked great. Maybe passable during some action scenes, but depending on the scenario. But the only part that actually looks bright is probably on the goal of the first challenge, which I think it is one of the places from Back to the Future. I don't remember if it's from Back to the Future, that place. And also, I want to nitpick a little bit that while the animation and the character designs are amazing, I think that most of the human avatars, they kind of come off as a little bit reaching the point of the uncanny valley. Even though this one I can forgive, because that's the point of the movie. The point is that you're looking at a world of avatars, unlike that other movie called Avatar. Not the Last Airbender, just in case, the James Cameron one. That movie I didn't like, let's say. At least it's not as creepy as the Zemeckis movies. So in the end, I am gonna say that Ready Player One is a fun experience, despite I've been saying that it is flawed. I can let it go and have fun with it, especially for nerdy adults or nerdy kids like nerdy adults like me, or nerdy kids. If you don't get bothered with the references, it says go check it out. At least it's not like pinpointing you all the time, except for a few moments. Oh, I'm gonna also have to have a little bit of a special mention that there is a 11-year-old kid, and this kid's acting is way better than the little kid from A Wrinkle in Time. Maybe it's the age differences, but I don't care. A kid is still a kid, and I don't know. This kid's acting was pretty amazing. That's a little bit of a small bonus praise that I can give from this movie. So in the end, I will say that this is a movie in which, while it tries to capitalize on nostalgia, it does feel that it tried some effort on giving out a story that is mostly about people shutting into other worlds, and they don't want to have a taste on the realities and all this stuff. Even though I wish that thematic could have played a little bit better, but I'm not digressing. I'm not a professional critic. I'm just saying what it comes to my heart, and my heart says that I enjoyed this movie. I just had a lot of fun. I could watch it again if I want to, but it's a feel-good film that it's kind of technically directed to me, and kids will also like it. It's been a while since I saw a movie of this caliber, at least on a big screen. It is an experience. So, Ready Player One, check it out, because it is a total nerd convention. Actually, that's the best way I could describe this movie. It is kind of like a convention of nerdy stuff reuniting in one place, and bam, you get a movie full of references. But I still kind of question, how many copyrights does this movie have to pay? I wonder.